All right, Stephen, what do you say to that?
Great to be with you, Stuart. By the way, I love that. What did you call that legislation? The SPEED Act? I think it's absolutely what is necessary, because the weak link of our energy infrastructure is the grid system, which is overloaded, and speeding that up and ensuring that its reliability is huge for America's energy. So, did you say that was bipartisan? I mean, that's the first time I've heard that word in a long time.
Really?
Okay, so your question is, will the economy help Republicans in the midterms of next year? The answer is yes. The only question is whether they will help them enough to avoid big defeats, as normally the out-of-power party picks up a lot of seats in those midterm elections. That has been the case in almost every case since about the 1980s. So, yeah, Republicans should be worried. I'll tell you one policy that is causing a lot of problems for Republicans with voters, especially Hispanics, is this deportation policy. Deportation, this is my warning to Republicans. Do not say the D word. Deportation is a toxic term with Hispanics. Just wrote a piece on this today. One of the major reasons Trump won this election and that Kamala Harris is not president today is because Hispanics, a record number of Hispanics voted for Trump. They don't like it when ICE is coming into their neighborhoods and taking away people or their neighbors and family members. So I would get away from that policy and concentrate on the border.
Okay, Steve, here's a positive, Steve. The Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he says we can expect pretty large tax refunds next year thanks to the big, beautiful bill. So my question is, which group is likely to get the best refunds? Is it just the rich?
No, anybody with a paycheck. That's me and you. And I don't know about you, but I'm not rich, Stuart. And so, look, anybody who gets a paycheck is going to see less tax withheld from their paycheck starting around January 1st or January 15th. That's going to be a nice boost to their economy. It's after-tax income. I've been saying this for many months. The statistics are clear. When you look at after-tax and after-inflation incomes, for Americans, next year they will be up by about $3,000. That's a big increase.
Yeah, that's really good. But I think we should bear in mind that there's two positives here. You get more in your paycheck, and you're likely to get a bigger tax refund. That's stimulus. That's money. We keep making this point. That's money going into the economy, into your pocket, into the economy. Surely that gives us 3%, maybe 4% growth by the summer?
Yeah, and let me just be clear about this. The stimulus comes from the fact that you're rewarding people for working, right? The more you work, the more money you get. That's why taxes have a disincentive. Yes, it is a very positive thing for the economy. I think starting in about the second quarter, you're going to see a big lift. And your question is, can we get to 3.5% to 4% growth? Yes. And by the way, Stuart, we're already there. We've been growing at nearly 4% for the last 8-9 months.
It's just a question of getting these goodies in front of the public before the November elections. It's a timing question, really, isn't it?
It will, and it's really a question of whether Americans will really feel the impact, because, look, the economy is booming right now, and yet the sentiment of Americans is it's not booming. So you got to get the money into their paychecks, make them realize that things are getting better, and so I think that the Republican losses next year in the midterms they will lose seats, but I think they'll be very minimal.
Trouble is, if they can't afford to lose many seats in the House, can they? And that's where the big election.
That's true.
You can't afford that.
The House is going to be tough.
Yeah, it will be. All right, Steve, we'll live to fight another day, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Stephen Moore.